We're talking market reversals today, and also, as a result, individual stock reversals as well. A lot of people kind of get caught in that trending type of environment, and though it's easy and makes a lot of sense on a day trading time frame, we also have to be open to the fact that, guys, the market can start the day going up and end the day going down very, very sharply. So we have to be nimble and be able to move on our feet. So let's talk about some ideas for market reversals.
Absolutely. And look, when we talk about reversals, I think sometimes you like to use extreme examples, right? So I'm going to go to a name from last week that we traded, Bill. And there was probably nothing. I mean, I know Snapchat was up 60% on Friday when we were talking about it, but Bill was just as strong on earnings, and it didn't require volatility previous to that. But you have something which was in a clean monster uptrend. Just look at this consolidation. This is a daily chart up here, 155. You have 3 green days, slight pullback, off of $200, 150 to 200, slight pullback, and then just breaks back outside. And then what we had on Friday was just an absolute, consolidation in the morning off that 200 level, and then just a very clean, linear, gradual move into the upside. Now, what I want to talk about here is once you've missed out on a long like this, and look, it's the week before 150 to 200. That's a huge move. 200, you're getting a 10% move here to 220 when it consolidates. Then consolidates in the afternoon, 230. It's hard to chase something like that going long at the top. I get it. You can buy high, sell higher, playing that trend. But at some point, you have to say to yourself, okay, the best risk-reward trade might just be in the reversal. And that's where, I wanted to lead by showing you guys that 15-minute chart. But if you look at what happened in the afternoon consolidation, is you had what looked like a potential rollover and then a last move which went parabolic. And what I want to talk about is taking a consolidation break sometimes requires you to wait until everyone's been stopped out. And maybe it's because I was short this earlier, had some success, and then it eventually stopped it out. And then you had that 230 break, and then it goes afternoon parabolic into 240. New territory for the stock. Already up a good 40% if you look at some of the previous breakouts in the 15 level. And then you had this very tight consolidation at the top. Multiple breaks of the 240 level, right at even. It's back and forth over and over again. And then right after 3 o'clock, so right into power hour, you have it break the top end of the range. Now, the key thing about this trade is it gives you an obvious in when it breaks the top consolidation. You're only taking this in power hour at the end of the day. And then your out is going to be up at the top. And the logic behind it would be it's monster returns for any day trader long at that 200 level. It's monster returns for anyone swinging this off of 150 maybe a couple of weeks ago. So you're going to trigger some stops or trailing stops on the way back in, especially going into the afternoon. And the best part about it is you've only got a couple of dollars worth of risk to that high of the day. You know that if it starts going, there's some nice consolidation points. This is about like $4 in the money, and then you go down to about like 8 to 10, so the risk reward is going to be good. But the key thing is allowing it to break out multiple times and go parabolic, and then show a long consolidation near that close. That's what gives you that reversal in Bill.
All right, so we're talking about market reverse. That's a great example there with Bill and a big-time high flyer there. And what about just trading it on AMD? So, let's talk about maybe now more of like day trade, kind of like scalping. Bill, you can hold on for bigger moves. Well, it's kind of the same thing. So let's just do that quickly. We call these the wick-off bottoms. You can look this up. There's, chart patterns, different things to try to find that. And what I'm looking for is maybe I can just maximize this quickly here and zoom in just quick. So this is the pattern, and we've talked about this a couple times on this show before, and that is that you get a pretty big trend to the downside, right? And what you're doing is you're trying to find names, and the reason why I highlight AMD here is it's a name that we want to go long on, especially in a weak market. If we're expecting a bounce back, AMD's been super strong. They've reported, and I think a lot of the news is out of this stock, is Xilinx, so on and so forth. But the first thing is identify the stock on a bounce, right? You may not do this on a Meta or something that's just been absolutely falling down, but if you look here, as we zoom back a little bit, AMD, it's been pretty, the trend's been pretty much to the upside here all last day, and then today was was pretty good until you get this trend reversal. And you're going to see that spike right down there. So let's quickly talk about that. Here it comes to the downside, right? And what you're actually looking for is a low break, which this is the low of the day. You have a wick there. Bottom would have worked to go back up. There's a wick again. There it goes back up. But then you take out these wicks and then you make a new one at the bottom. Now the important thing is, and I hope you can see this a little bit, let me just put this volume up a little bit more here, that's a little bit better. So now, the thing about this wick, not really followed by an increased amount of volume, neither is this one, but this wick bottom right there at 124 was followed by volume. So a big sell, it breaks that 124, which happens to be an even dollar level. So you see the wick break to the downside and then explosion to the upside. So it's trying to identify this on large volume. And the best part about this is you take that wick there at 78. You're never going to get the bottom, but you just look for that level that created it. So how about 124? You take that long and it's $2 straight to the upside. That is going long. And if you find that, that's one thing. One more here on a name that's obviously bumping like crazy today, CFVI. I'm just going to show it the other way, okay? And here it is right here again. So you can see the momentum. It's the exact same trade. So let's zoom this back out again. Zoom it in, I guess. Here's CFVI today up 38%. Pretty clear as day on the momentum, right? And then all of a sudden, you're getting the highest volume. Besides, this is not even today, that's the other day. The highest volume candle today is right here on these spikes to the upside. This actually continues a little bit more, but again, it's the 18 break. So you're not too interested until this breaks 18 back. So identify the trend reversal with high volume, breaking through key levels, take it back. This one stops at the 50 period, but it gives you that dollar. So now you're looking for something similar. And this is real time. So if it takes out the top here, which it does, you can see there's really no wick top there. So I wouldn't have reversed that to the downside. It would have worked, but again, no wick off top there. So wick off top on CFVI, and then here's AMD with the other way around on the bottom. High volume spike, trend change, there it is. So I think that's two good examples of wick off tops and wick off bottoms.
So whether you're looking at a news catalyst on a higher time frame, on an investment possibly, or an investment opportunity, or even on an intraday time frame, guys, you have to be aware that the market doesn't always just go in one direction. So a couple of great ideas there for market reversals.